Hi, this is Paul Palmer. Today I'm going to talk to you about the firefighting trap. So what does that mean? Well, I'm still talking about pharmaceuticals, and I want to talk about the problem of firefighting. So you have an issue in manufacturing. They come up and they say, well, what do we do to deal with this? We need to get this out today. So how can we move it forward quickly? Now, what you really need to be doing is fixing the problem, the source problem. But the time pressure means that you have to fix the short-term issue, the corrective action to be able to get the product out the door. The problem is, in doing so, if you don't capture the problem for the longer term, you're going to get the same problem again. So maybe they come back again next week with exactly the same problem, with exactly the same time pressure, and you get it again, but you still get the product out the door, so nobody notices. Maybe you waste half a day fixing the problem. Maybe they've wasted 3 hours, 10 hours, 20 man hours, an amount of time, but that's not captured anywhere. So it keeps going and it keeps happening. And the next week, you've got the same problem, maybe you've got 3 more. So instead of wasting half a day, you've wasted 2 days. So you've got a 5-day week, but you wasted 2 days. So how do you keep going with the rest of your job? Well, you work late, you work early, you work the weekend. But the likelihood is, if you're in a senior role, you probably don't get paid any extra for it. But if it keeps happening, and you keep filling the gaps, and you keep making sure that product that's at the last minute gets out the door, then nobody's going to notice. The people that are coming for your help appreciate your help. So the positive reinforcement is to do it again. It's people's behavior, it's human behavior. Anything that you get praised for, you do again and again and again. So maybe now you're doing 7 days a week. And you've got maybe another 4 or 5 problems that are recurring, the same problems every week. So maybe 5 days of the week, you're already doing just firefighting roles. Firefighting or reactive, a reactive style to the business, to the management, the approach that you're using to run it. But you're still getting the product out on time, so nobody notices. So how do you put the proactive side into the business? Well, you're already doing 7 days a week. There's no time left. Something has to change. So how can you do that? Well, you need to identify what the problem is, where the problems are coming from. Make sure you capture them as you go along. Make sure somebody's available to actually deal with them. Now, if you're in a senior management role and you're the only one that can keep fixing the problems, addressing the issues, well, what do? You bring somebody else into from the team, train them how to do the individual issues. So maybe you've got 6, 8, 10 issues that you're dealing with each week, which is taking your whole week. Just get them to come into the office when you're dealing with the issue, take them through what you do about it, and get them to pick it up next time. And then you do another one, and another one, until your team actually understands the problems that you're facing and how to address them. And then you actually free up some time. Free up some time to actually address the issues, the root cause. Maybe you need to work with the operations team, maybe it's somewhere else, maybe it's engineering, I don't know. It's just wherever the root cause is. Get a group together, identify the root cause, and start working on fixing the problems. So then you're being proactive instead of reactive. Proactively identifying the problem, putting in place all the planned systematic activities that you need to do to ensure that that problem stops happening. So instead of reacting and driving down the ability of yourself to actually improve the business, you instead put in place preventative actions, or preventive, depending on whether you're here or in the US, and actually deal with the problems, the root cause. Fix a few root causes. So maybe you've gone from 10 problems down to 5. So Now you're not wasting as much of your team's time. You're not wasting as much of your time. And you actually find that the operations team, or whoever it was that was coming to talk to you, maybe it was quality, maybe it was quality control, maybe it was the testing facility, maybe it was subcontract, wherever it was, they're spending time coming to see you and to fix the problem, to identify the problem and to get the praise for getting it out on time. Maybe they don't want to fix it. Maybe they like the praise. Maybe that's their positive reinforcement. What's the benefit they get from continuing doing it the same way? Maybe they get support from their director. Maybe they get a bonus or extra money when they do it wrong because they spent the extra time doing it right, fixing what went wrong. It's always worth looking at the root cause. And what's the benefit? What's the story that they get telling themselves? Oh, well, if I do that, I get this. So start fixing the problems gradually over time. Involve your team, give them standard responses. They filter out the ones that they can deal with, and you still get the ones that they can't deal with. It's not like you're going to get out of the role completely. You're not going to lose the job just by training some of your team in how to deal with it. So then you put in place a quality assurance culture, quality assurance system, rather than a quality controlling system, a reactive system. You want planned and preventative, proactive activities. And you'll get to the end and you'll find you don't have to work 7 days anymore. You can do the normal 5 days a week. And actually, maybe one day you'll have time for a holiday. That's it for today. Thanks. It's Paul Palmer. Talk to you soon.